welcome back. In this video, I'm going to tell you some signs that your goat might be in heat. So here is Carmel, over there is Sugarfoot, and Coco. Sugarfoot, I'm actually breeding right now, and that's Coco, my male goat. So he's in rut right now, so he's acting a little bit bucky. Here's little Mocha. So she's only 3 weeks old. She wasn't born on our farm, but I got her from a different farm. You can watch my other video on that. But I am also not breeding Carmel yet. She's in heat, but she just had a baby in June, and so I'm waiting until end December, beginning of January to breed her again, because you want to wait so she'll have like June babies again. Hopefully I can get that to happen again. Sugarfoot has never kidded before, so she is good. Actually, right now is a good time to breed Sugarfoot because she's 2, so that's a good age. Some people wonder like when you should start breeding them. If you wonder about that, some people do it at like 7 months because they say they grow with the baby, and then they'll be a year old when they kid. But that is not the best choice. It's best to wait till they're at least a year old, because some goats do stop at 1, but a lot don't. So honestly, I would recommend is wait until they actually reach their grow weight before you breed them. But some goats take like a year to grow, some take 2 years. My goat Oreo actually took 2 years. But I did breed her. She was like over 1.5. So she was okay during the pregnancy. She did pass away due to birthing problems, but that didn't have anything to do with her size. That was just because of the baby was twisted in her stomach. Carmel, she only took like a year to finish her grow it, and then Sugarfoot was like 1.5. So it really depends on the goat. My vet did say that she recommends waiting 2 for all goats, but the thing about goats is it doesn't hurt if you wait like till they're like 3 or 4. That's okay. It's nothing will stop their health unless they're like super old. But doing it too soon, that can cause health problems, and so it's really a choice for you to make. But here's my recommendation. And now for signs that your goat is in heat is so they can have like a swollen vulva, mucus discharge, it can be a little bit reddish, and they can be like, if you have a buck, then they might like go on their side of the pen, might yell a lot, calling out to him, and they might just like hang around that side. So if you do not have a buck, what some people, hi Carmel, I'm sorry, do you want scratches that? What some people do is they hit like a bandana if you don't have a buck and you want to know if they're like in heat, because you don't know, because they're not like hanging around a buck's side because you don't have one. You can pit like a bandana around a buck's neck for a few hours, then put it in like a jar, and then when you think your goat might be in heat, take it out, see her reaction. I don't know what the reaction is, but I've heard of a lot of people that do it. So I'm not really sure what kind of reaction they're gonna have from a B&D and a buck scent. But if they have a funny reaction, I guess it's time to get a buck. Okay, but if you do have a buck, it is a lot easier to tell when they are in heat because first off, your buck will like tell you your does are in heat. They'll be like, oh, I'm okay. They'll be like, you know, going over to that side of the fence, trying to get over. If you have them separated, or if you have them together, they'll be able to tell you too because they'll, you know, whether they're with them or not, they will. It sounds pretty gross, but they will urinate on their beard and sometimes on their legs and everywhere. It is disgusting. And I tell you, it smells. So last year though, my boy, Coco, it was his first year, so he really didn't smell bad. He urinated a couple times, but not bad. Just a little on his beard. And they did get pregnant, and it was really not like bad. This year, he's more like growing up. He kind of knows, like, I guess he's just older now, and so he smells so bad this year. And it smells so bad. He has, like, pees on himself constantly. He pees on himself constantly. And, like, he, like, snorts on himself. Like, he, like, pees and go, like, it's disgusting, I tell you that. It's, and you'll really, if you have a buck, you'll really know. You should know your goats are in heat. He'll go around them, like sniff them. He'll, you know, you kind of like can tell. He's just like acts different, acts goofy. He might more like butt head them more, or your girls might butt head him too. Personally, for me, I like looking signs more for my buck than my does. It's just easier. And the only signs I saw for my does is like mucus discharge, and like Carmel's hanging around his fence a little bit, but not too much. My girl did like seem like Sugarfoot, she like kind of like butt heads him a lot, like kind of like more aggressive, I guess. And my male goat, I tell you, this year he's been mean. Like, usually doesn't really get aggressive when they're in heat, but he kind of is being mean this time. He was like ramming me, but he should be better once they aren't in heat anymore, which will only last like a day or two. I guess depends on the doe, I guess. Also, another sign they can have is loss of appetite or loss of milk production. When they're in heat, they can have that. I noticed a little bit from Carmel that she had a little bit loss of appetite, but not too much. So if you have a lot of does and a buck, what you can do is take your buck with a leash over to your does, and he'll tell you who's in heat. Like he'll tell you. Trust me, you will. So if you do that, give that a try. Okay, so I think Sugarfoot, and don't know for sure, but she might be pregnant. She's been with him. She was in heat. I don't think she's in heat anymore, but she was like a couple days ago. And they did mate. So sometimes they don't take though the first time. Last year, it did take like a couple times for one of my goats, but if she did take, then she'll be due like April 16th, I think it is. So if you don't know this, they're pregnant for 145 to 155 days. So once they go in heat, and once you breed them, put it on the calendar, average 150 days. First timers are usually a little bit earlier, If they have less kids, they're usually maybe more later. If they have more, they're a little bit earlier. So, also really depends on the goat. Mocha here is so little. I mean, so like she's an Alpine, so she's gonna be a bit bigger. I might just wait till she's 2 to breed her. I guess I'll have to see how she is, and I'll let you guys know next year if she's ready next year. But I'll probably just wait till she's 2 to be safe. So also, just so you know, most breeds are seasonal. Most goats are seasonal breeders, so it's depends. I guess it's like July through January. It really depends. Like the colder months. But I never see my goats go in heat that early. Actually, this is their first heat, and it's November. But so I think it's more like closer to October than July. But a lot of people say they go in heat in July. I don't know. I think that's too hot, but that's what they say. And Nigerian Dwarfs are monthly, so they're not seasonal breeders. So they can have babies in the winter, but it's best to breed like fall and winter so they can have spring kids, so they're not like freezing to death. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're able to breed them and have cute little things of these, and you're able to milk your goats. I'll do another video if my goat took. I'll do another video in April on labor signs and then milking and stuff like that. So subscribe for more videos and comment if I missed any signs and if this helped you, and follow my Instagram for pictures of my goats and cute reels. Oh dear. I did not want to see that. Oh gosh, that is so gross. That is so gross. That is disgusting. So what you just saw there is he just peed on his face. This is normal. But it's so gross. And he put that in his mouth, yes. He like sprayed pee in his mouth. They do that to attract the girls. But this is bad because he's gonna start to smell really bad. Gosh, that's so nasty.